Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something a bit different. We're going to go for some basing. So I've been working on these guys as my Solar Auxilia. So there's some, I think, Mantic games, Firefight GPS troops. They look pretty cool, sort of futuristic. And so what I want to do is I want to match them with the kind of basing that I have for my Imperial Fists, which looks something like this. So the big boys just over here. And so I'm going to make it slightly different because this was a bit of a trial or first kind of draft. But what we're going to do is we're just going to use 3 products to get like a nice kind of wet mud trunching across a battlefield effect. And so the first 2 things that we're going to use is Vallejo Splash Mud and Vallejo Thick Mud. So the way I apply these, as you can see just over here, is with a nice toothpick. Oh, off that camera. Nice toothpick. So, you know, scream at me now. But we'll open this one up to the toothpick I prepared earlier. So what I like to do is I generally take a sort of semi-decent amount and I start to splash it around kind of here. Now, you know, you want to put it on nice and thick. If it's muddy, and my idea is that it's a bit thick, sort of thick mud that's been churned up by a battlefield, you kind of want to do that. So I'll put a little bit on there. And then what I'll do is I'll actually move over, pop this back in here, to the splash mud effect. So the splash mud's a bit different. Again, using this toothpick if I can pick it up. Popping this one on here. So it has a different kind of consistency. So as you can see, it's a lot more liquidy. And then kind of just dropping that in here and sort of almost mixing them a little bit together. This is the way I like to do it because it creates like some different kind of colors and textures in that sort of splash mud. And I'll put a little bit more just over here because I can. All right, cool. So we're starting to see the browns are blending together. We'll drop that there. We'll come back. We'll grab some more of the Vallejo color. Too much. There we go. Pull this in. Now, also, if you're getting it on the model and the boots and stuff, the idea is that it's muddy, right? Like he's supposed to have been walking through this. So, you know, I'm okay with it if it goes across the top. So I quite like this. And my last little bit to go in here. So it, depending on how you want it, if you want to build up the mud, if you want to have it look a little bit more sort of choppy and wet, let's do a little bit more just here. Kind of pop some of that in just over the back. You know, we've got like a nice sort of varied sort of texture and color there. I'm actually quite happy with the way that looks. If you're not, you're not, that's fine. So we've got little bits on the boots as they're sort of running through. You can also, if you have an airbrush or something, or even just a bit of a brush, flick it onto the model to create some sort of splatter. But I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to have to crack out an airbrush. So the last thing that I like to do is I like to get a teeny tiny bit of the Nock Mastergrass blend and sort of just chuck that on the top. So no glue because this is still wet. And so what I like to do is I like to then push it into the mud so that it looks like it's just been churned up. And now this one here, because it's got a little bit on there, it's easy enough to just go in and grab some more out and kind of be like, yeah, cool. So I'm going to push that in and around. And the last thing that I'm going to do, put a little bit more on. Like so. And so in about a minute, minute and a half tops, using 3 products, created a pretty kind of realistic mud base that you can see here. Oh, there we go. So all you gotta do is just black up the edge and it'll look good. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this helpful or useful and you want to see any more, I've got a couple of other ideas and tips that I can put onto the channel. So let me know. Make sure you leave a comment down in the description below. But as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.